right, it's ATP finals time, and we are here for a preview. We are back in Turin. The stage is set, and Djokovic is coming for history. He's got like 3 records minimum that he's trying to break at these finals, and the groups are set. We've got the green group and the red group. We've got Djokovic versus the younger guys, and we've got Alcaraz versus some of the more experienced players in the group. So who's got an easier time? We're going to break down all the matchups and the head-to-heads. It's going to be an amazing tournament. So let's break it down. Welcome to The Slice. Thanks for being here, folks. Welcome back to The Slice. This episode of The Slice is presented by our friends at SwingVision, the revolutionary tennis app for tennis players. It's basically tour-level technology for your weekend matches. You film your match from your iPhone, and it automatically tracks your shots, giving you all the stats that you see on TV. It also does the line calling better than line judges. Like if you were to have line judges sitting at your weekend match, it calls the lines better than they do. And it allows you to play back and watch back your match in 15 to 20 minutes by automatically cutting out the time in between points. It's awesome. Anyone who subscribes to SwingVision Pro by using the link below or using the code THESLICE will automatically get a free swing stick, which is like a stick that you hang over the back fence to hold your phone. It's $99. You get it for free by using the code below. So if you've ever thought about using SwingVision, now's a great time so that you can stop your friend from snaking you with line calls. You can just go to your Apple Watch or your iPhone and be like, no, buddy, look at this. And it will tell you if it's in or out. It's pretty crazy. So shout out to our friends at SwingVision for sponsoring this episode of the show. But we're in Turin, baby. I think we're in Turin. We're in Turin. But the groups are set, and that's the main thing. But really, Novak Djokovic, he's just continuing to defy the odds, continuing to break records after claiming the title in Paris-Bercy over Grigor Dimitrov, a resurgent Grigor Dimitrov. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's just incredible. What can you say about this guy? He is going for, at this ATP Finals, Novak Djokovic is going for his 7th finals record, his 8th year-end number 1, another record. And I saw on the ATP Tour website that should he accomplish the feat again this year, the week after the Nitto ATP Finals, Djokovic would become the first player in ATP rankings history to reach 400 weeks at world number 1. So it's just unbelievable. He's just putting distance between him and everybody else in the record books, and that's crazy. So big weekend for Djokovic. Another time at the end of the year where he's trying to prove a little bit more. And I think we've got a lot of, some questions to answer about Alcaraz, who admitted after losing in Paris that he is tired from the long season. And I told everyone to calm down about Alcaraz losing. I said it's not a huge deal. It's not going to be the end of the world. But I think, this is going to be an interesting tournament for him as the 2nd seed, as the leader of his group. How's it going to work out? Who's got the tougher group? Well, let's just put it this way. Let's just look at some stats on the head-to-head. Djokovic is 16-2 against his entire group of Sinner, Tsitsipas, and Rune. He's 3-0 against Sinner. This will be their first hardcourt matchup, which is super exciting to watch. He's 11-2 against Tsitsipas, including 10 in a row. So he's Tsitsipas's daddy right now. And he's 2-2 versus Rune, and they just played in Paris. So that's exciting. Alcaraz, on the other hand, is 5-5 against his group. He's 50%. He's batting 500 against his group. 2-2 versus Medvedev. Never played Rublev, and he's 3-3 versus Zverev. All his opponents end with the letters EV. So I don't know what that means, but maybe guys, one of you in the comment section can tell me what that means. Can't be a coincidence, can it? Or maybe it can, because there's 3 players with Russian heritage in the ATP Finals. So let's look at it. Djokovic yeah, like I said, Djokovic, let's look at the green group. Very creative names here. We have green group and red group. Great job, ATP. Novak Djokovic versus Jannik Sinner. To me, that's a match that Sinner has an opportunity to make a splash with. Obviously, on the hard courts, they've only played on either clay or grass. So this is the first hard court match they will have. And Sinner's had a great post-US Open run, obviously. So his game, how big he's hitting the ball right now, how well Djokovic plays on an indoor hard court. He's playing great. He just won Paris. That's going to be a fantastic match. I can't, it was interesting to see, obviously, Djokovic react to Medvedev over the last couple of years on Medvedev's return position with serving. And then you saw Sinner just take a page out of that book and just do the same thing to beat Medvedev in the last 2 times they played recently, which is crazy. So he beat him in China, and then he beat him in Vienna. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Sinner versus Djokovic. Obviously, Djokovic, the much wiser, the much more experienced player at this tournament, but you never know. I expect that to be a close match, and I think Sinner can get it done, but that's why you play the match. Tsitsipas, as I said before, he's calling Djokovic daddy at this point. 10-0. 10-0. And we had a quote come out. I didn't see the full context of the quote, but we had a quote where, Tsitsipas said he thinks the ATP finals are more important than a major for him. I don't know what the context was. He might have been joking. Maybe the ATP's shilling him some money to say that. You never know. But what I do know is 10-0 losing against the guy means that he absolutely owns your mind. And Tsitsipas wanting to be at an elite top of the game level right now, he has definitely fallen away from that top tier group. The top 4 players, in my opinion, in the world right now are Djokovic, Alcaraz, Medvedev, and Sinner. Maybe Sinner and Medvedev can be flipped right now, but for the whole 2023, I'll put Medvedev above Sinner. And, Tsitsipas, was at a higher position in the world rankings as far as like firepower and, game, in my opinion, a few years ago than he is now. So he's gone backwards. So we will see if he can pull out a great serving and forehand match, and if he can play with confidence, and then he'll have a chance. Because I still believe at Tsitsipas's best, he's got a great chance against Djokovic. But it's just been so long since he's been there with Djokovic. So that's going to be interesting. And then Holger Rune. They played in Paris. Djokovic got the better of Rune in this matchup. Last year, they played in Paris final, and Rune beat Djokovic. So Rune is someone he's just found his game again after having a terrible spout through the middle of the year. And he's found his game, and he can be a little bit obnoxious, very self-confident. We love to see it. So he can go out there and feel like he can hurt anyone. He's already beaten Djokovic twice, so he literally knows how to do it. And he's got a lot more confidence coming into that matchup than Tsitsipas or Sinner, who's never beaten Djokovic. So, sorry, I said he was 16-2. Djokovic 16-2. It's 16-4. Sorry, over his group. That's still a lot better than 5-5 as far as Alcaraz goes over his group. So we've got Alcaraz Medvedev on a quick indoor court. That'll be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how Medvedev can play. I still feel like Alcaraz is going to be in the driver's seat if he plays his best tennis. But that's an if he plays his best tennis. Because Medvedev can play so good, that'll get you off your game. And we've seen that now at the US Open versus Alcaraz. And then Rublev, Alcaraz. Both guys mash the ball. Both guys go big. So I can see Rublev getting a bit frustrated with the athleticism and the defense ability of Alcaraz, chasing down all of his shots, counterpunching. So I think Alcaraz has got the advantage there as well. And then Zverev, 3-3. That's actually surprising to me. Like, there's been times where Alcaraz versus the Zverev head-to-head has looked like in their matches has looked not close. I guess they played twice in 2021 when obviously Alcaraz was not where he is. So those are 2 easy wins for Zverev. And the other time that Zverev beat him was at the 22 last year's Roland Garros, where that was a great match. And I feel like Alcaraz had a lot of pressure on him. And that was after Alcaraz had just beat him like a drum in the finals of Madrid. But since then, it's been Carlos Alcaraz this year, 6-1, 6-2, back in Madrid. And then at the US Open in the quarterfinals, Alcaraz just dog walked Zverev. So really, that's a 3-1 head-to-head, in my opinion, because, you know, they played when Alcaraz was like 17. So the first two matches. So Zverev's playing great now. He's had a great season to work his way into the top 8 to make the ATP finals. So all three guys in Alcaraz group can beat Alcaraz. I'm sure of it. And we're going to see what type is he going to be able to find his energy, find his rhythm, find his game after not really having it in these last couple of months for the ATP finals, knowing that he'll have a break after this. I hope he takes a break. He still seems like a guy who needs a lot of rest between tournaments to bring his best game. And they've done well so far, obviously, at finding that balance, but it's the end of a long season, and it is a long season. So, yeah, what do you guys think about the groups? Do you think Djokovic is going to win it again? Is he going to get number 7 trophy at the ATP finals? Is he going to get number 8 year-end number 1? I think he will anyways. And yeah, it's just amazing to watch what this guy's doing. Again, he is I would say, many would say, the greatest to ever do it. And it's pretty unreal to see him doing it at this level still, literally against all these kids. Like the oldest guys here are barely, like Medvedev and Zverev are like 8 years younger than him. Everyone else is like 10, 12 more, 16 years younger than him. It's absolutely insane. So the young guns are coming for Djokovic at the ATP finals. We'll see if he can handle it. And I am interested to see how these groups play out. So stay tuned to The Slice. Thanks for being here. We'll keep you updated as the tournament goes on. And download SwingVision. Sign up for SwingVision Pro using the link below or the code TheSliceTennis. And we will see you on the court. And I would love to see some of your guys' matches being filmed. Thanks. Let the games begin.